All right, we've all done it right. Maybe in a swimming pool competition or just for fun to see how long you can last. You take a huge gulp of air and hold it. But have you ever really wondered what's going on inside your body during those seconds or minutes? Well, it's this incredible high-stakes drama, and we're going to break it all down.
So what is the real reason you can't just hold your breath forever? I mean, what's the actual trigger? It's so easy to think, oh, I'm just running out of air, I need oxygen. But believe it or not, that's not really it. The real trigger is something else, something your body treats like an absolute emergency. We're going to go on a second-by-second journey to find out exactly what's happening.
Okay, so before we dive into what happens when you stop breathing, we've got to talk about normal breathing. You know, the kind you're doing right now. It's this amazing process that your body just handles. It's totally on autopilot, a perfectly tuned system keeping you going.
And this whole autopilot thing is governed by a principle called homeostasis. It sounds complicated, but it's basically your body's internal balancing act. Think of it like a thermostat for your whole system. It's constantly making these tiny, tiny adjustments to keep everything, your oxygen, your carbon dioxide, perfectly stable so you can, survive.
Okay, so here are the two main players in this story, oxygen and carbon dioxide. And this, right here, is where most of us get it wrong. We think of oxygen, O2, as the fuel, right? It powers our cells, and that's totally true. Your body's got several minutes of it in reserve. But the real star of our show today, the thing that actually triggers that panicky urge to breathe, it's the waste product, CO2. It's the signal, not the fuel gauge.
So you take that deep breath and hold it. The clock starts now. For the first, say, 30 seconds or so, things feel surprisingly okay, right? It's kind of calm. But don't be fooled. Under the surface, the whole chemical game is already starting to change.
Yeah, this early part is called the voluntary phase, and it's exactly what it sounds like. You are in complete control. Your body's just coasting, using up that stored oxygen you just breathed in. Everything feels fine. It's your choice, for now. But trust me, that is about to change big time.
And here we go. This is where things get really interesting. It's where your willpower starts to go head-to-head with your body's ancient, deep-seated survival instincts. And spoiler alert, your body is going to win this fight. The alarm bells are about to start ringing.
And it all happens like a set of dominoes. Look at this. First, you hold your breath. Simple enough. But because you're not exhaling, the CO2 starts to build up in your blood. Now, this isn't just extra gas floating around. It actually makes your blood a tiny bit more acidic. And the most primitive part of your brainstem, has these super sensitive alarms that are just waiting for that change. The second they detect it, bam, they send an undeniable, all-caps signal. Breathe now.
This is honestly the best way to think about it. Your brain's alarm system isn't an oxygen fuel gauge, waiting until the tank is empty. No, it's a smoke alarm for CO2. It doesn't wait for the fire, which would be a dangerous lack of oxygen. It goes off at the very first sign of smoke, that rising CO2. It's your body being smart, acting early to prevent a total disaster.
So let's just nail this down, because it's the most important part. That desperate, overwhelming feeling you get, your diaphragm starts spasming, your chest feels like it's on fire, that is not your body gasping for oxygen. It's your body absolutely screaming about the carbon dioxide. You've actually still got plenty of oxygen to work with at this point. It's wild.
Okay, but what if you manage to push past all those screaming alarms? Maybe you're a trained freediver, or you're just really, really stubborn. Well, if you do, your body shifts into a last-ditch emergency survival mode. And every single thing it does from here on out has one goal, and one goal only: protect the brain at all costs.
Now you are actually running low on fuel. When your blood oxygen level drops below 75%, that's when things get serious. You enter a state called severe hypoxia, and that's the real red alert. The body knows this, and it starts initiating some pretty drastic emergency procedures.
It's absolutely incredible what happens next. Your body basically goes into lockdown to protect the essentials. First, your heart rate slows way, way down. It's called the mammalian dive reflex. Then, the blood vessels in your arms and legs literally squeeze shut to reroute all that precious, oxygenated blood away from your extremities and send it straight to your heart and brain. Your spleen even gets in on the action, contracting to release a secret stash of oxygen-rich red blood cells. It is an all-hands-on-deck effort to protect the command center.
And finally, you breathe. Maybe you choose to, or maybe your body just takes over and you black out for a second. But either way, you take that first
absolutely glorious gasp of air. And in that instant, everything starts to reset. Fresh oxygen comes rushing in, and with one huge exhale, you finally get rid of all that CO2 that was causing so much trouble.
So after all that, what's the big picture here? What are we supposed to take away from this wild ride inside our own bodies? Because it's way more than just a neat party trick, right? It's a peek into how brilliantly we're designed.
All right, let's sum it all up. First, your body is just an amazing, finely tuned survival machine. Second, and this is the big one, the urge to breathe comes from rising CO2, not from falling oxygen. And because of that, your automatic autopilot systems are always going to override your conscious brain to protect you. And finally, above all else, your body's #1 priority is protecting your brain.
Kind of makes you think, doesn't it? I mean, this whole breathing thing is just one of hundreds of incredible survival systems going on inside you right now without you even noticing. So I'm curious, what do you think is the most amazing survival mechanism we have? Drop a comment and let us know.
Hey, if you found this deep dive as fascinating as I did, and you want to see more explainers just like it, do us a huge favor and hit that subscribe button, give it a like, and share it. It honestly really helps us out. Thanks for watching.